I was in quarantine for 15 nights. It was an interesting experience, it was a bit of a roller coaster up and down. I remember stumbling off the 16-hour flight from Toronto into Taipei, Taoyuan International Airport. I was extremely jet lagged, and I remember just feeling quite numb. I arrived at the hotel from the airport in a quarantine taxi, and I was instructed to enter my hotel room by going up in the lift. Nobody came up with me from reception, and the door was wide open. It was on the 12th floor, and I was instructed to close the door and go to the desk and read the instructions that were printed out. And there was a brand new thermometer for me. So I had to find my way around just figure out how I would be spending the next 14 days in this room. It wasn't very big, but it was light and airy. I spent a bit of extra money to procure a room with a very nice view. I thought that would be very good for my mental health, to have a nice green view every day.
I'm allowed to do this. It's for rubbish. And then that's the rack they leave stuff on.
I was very happy to be back in Taiwan. So the first 3 days they passed very, very swiftly. And I was speaking to my family and friends on Facebook Messenger and Zoom. And I also had a lot of work to be getting on with. So I had a nice structure to my day, getting up at 9 a.m., having the breakfast delivered to my room by the hotel. There was a big menu to choose from. The food was included in the price of the quarantine hotel package. I paid £2,000 for the entire quarantine hotel package, but it included 3 meals a day delivered by the hotel kitchen. So it was great. I was just very happy to be back, watching the world go by from the window. Before I got on the plane, I wrote an exercise routine. I wanted to make sure I had one plan. I tried to do the exercises a couple of times, but I just found that it was a bit boring. I've never been a gym person. I like running. So it was just, I started to feel a bit claustrophobic. The ventilation in the room didn't feel very good enough for exercise. The air wasn't so fresh. So I just started listening to music at a pretty reasonable volume and jumping up and down the bed and letting it all out. There was that sense of achievement that I've made it 1 week. There's only 1 week left, and there is something resembling normal life after this second week. But there was just this lull. There was just this feeling that I really wanted to speak to people face to face. I started to understand why solitary confinement is used as punishment, as a torture. It's quite difficult. And it was probably around day 10, 11, 12. They were the tough times. They were the lull, and they stretched out to feel like more like a week. As I was approaching the 15th day, the 15th night, I started to feel ecstatic. I could feel my freedom around the bend, and I couldn't wait to just get on with normal life. I had all my friends in Taipei messaging me saying the plans that we could make, the trips that we could take, the bars and restaurants we could eat and drink at. And it was very exciting. If the UK implements a quarantine hotel system, then I have some advice. Definitely have an exercise regime every day. You want to set up, if it's yoga, if it's HIIT exercises I recommend making a list of YouTube videos, just generally exercises that can be done without gym equipment for your room. And I would recommend having a Netflix subscription, and I would recommend maybe bring a Bluetooth speaker to play your music. Also, I'd probably recommend not drinking, actually, because alcohol is a mood enhancer. So, it's great on the first few days if you do feel kind of happy to be back in the UK, you're back to see your family again. You might fancy a few beers, but around the day 10, 11, 12, I recommend laying off alcohol. To leave the room felt extremely surreal after 15 nights, and just to go downstairs in the lift to the reception area and suddenly come face to face with the lady who's been taking your breakfast, lunch and dinner orders over the phone. She's just been a voice to you. You've never ever seen her, but you feel like you know her somehow. It's quite strange. And then suddenly you're allowed to get into a taxi to go anywhere you like. You have all this freedom just offered to you on a plate, and it's quite overwhelming.